they have given some expression. Okay, so now we want to identify what is the corresponding modulation technique. நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அதுக்கான மாடுலேஷன் டெக்னிக் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணணும். ஸோ இமீடியட்டாக பார்த்த உடனே ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணாலும் we have to convert. Say for example, we can assume like this is sin A into sin B. Once if it is a sin A into sin B, okay, I can write like cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. Please refer the basic formula. Okay, then already cos is there. Then if you will get cos minus of cos A minus B, again if you take this minus inside, plus of cos A plus B. So now carrier is there. So I will draw the spectrum. Carrier is there. Upper sideband is positive, having positive value. Lower sideband is having negative value. Can anybody tell me what is this modulation scheme? Anybody? From the discussion of the last class, 2-3 days before, we have discussed this. Is it AM modulation, DSB or SSB or narrowband FM? They have given all the option. Anyone, please?
Narrowband FM.
Yes, very good. This is the narrowband FM. ஒரு சில ப்ராப்ளம்லாம் நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி சால்வ் பண்ணிட்டோம். சால்வ் பண்ணாதது மட்டும் இப்போ பார்க்கலாம். Next, they given another question. Say consider a angle modulated signal. Angle modulation means it can be FM signal or PM signal. X of t is equal to cos of 2 pi into 10 power 60, and then they given something. But if you carefully observe, this is starting with 6 into cos of something here inside. So I am not worried about what is there inside. Whenever you have a sinusoidal signal or cosinusoidal signal of a single component, inside I may have many signal, no problem. But only one cos. I already told you, the power of this depends on the RMS value of this square, RMS value square. So what is the RMS value of this one? 18 watt is the answer. So please do not worry about the terms inside. That will not contribute to the power. But if there is some other signal, say after completing this, if there is some other signal with 5 cos something, then I have to go by a different approach. But here only one cos. Inside the angular component, it is having many signal. So that will not have any effect on the power. So you can directly calculate the power, that is 18 watt. So that means what I'm trying to say here, we can have a note. Say if it is a FM signal or PM signal, in case of FM signal, I hope we have written like this: AC cos 2 pi FCT plus beta sin 2 pi FMT. Please refer, is it correct? If it is wrong, somebody please inform. And then for this is FM. For PM, we have written cos of 2 pi FCT. Again, beta is the phase modulation index. Here instead of sine, we have cos 2 pi FMT. For both the signal, what is the power? Same only, a square by 2. For this signal also power is a square by 2. So please do not worry about the terms inside. Okay, only you concentrate on the amplitude, then directly you can write the power. So here average power in this case is 18 watt. Next, a super attenuated receiver operates in the frequency range of 58 megahertz to 68 megahertz. The intermediate frequency is FIF and the local oscillator frequency is FLO. And then they have clearly mentioned at any point of time, local oscillator frequency in general, local oscillator frequency is greater than IF. So it is required that image frequency must fall outside the band. In general, whatever may be the receiver, in general, for super attenuated receiver, whatever may be the frequency range, station frequency range, usually we have taken AM range, but here they are given some other range. Okay, some other range. But image must fall outside this band. Image must fall outside this band. So what should be the minimum IF. Okay, if you choose IF as high as possible, definitely it will fall outside. But what is the other problem? Design becomes difficult. So you have to choose IF in such a way design is also easy, and also image goes out of band. So in general, image is Fs plus 2IF. Okay, for this problem, you take Fs minimum. Okay, see, immediately you may not understand, but just you take Fs minimum, say 58 m. Okay, then I do not know what is IF. I do not know what is IF. Then definitely my image frequency must fall outside 68 m. Outside of 68 m. 68 m is the edge. Then from this, you can identify IF is 5 megahertz. You can identify IF is 5 megahertz. So IF is minimum 5 megahertz. Then you take this IF, you choose any intermediate frequency, you calculate image frequency, definitely it will go out of band. Definitely it will go out of band. Say, for example, if you are having doubt, say you choose 65 m. I have chosen IF as 5. You put 10, then it is 75. Definitely it will go out of band. அதாவது இருக்கிறதுல லோ ஃப்ரீக்வன்சிக்கு நீங்க எடுத்து கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா மற்ற எந்த ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி எடுத்தாலும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா இமேஜ் வந்து அவுட் சைட் ஆஃப் பேண்ட் தான் போகும். அதுதான் வந்து சிம்பிள் கான்செப்ட். ஸோ ஃபார் திஸ் டைப் ஆஃப் ப்ராப்ளம் யூ கேன் நோட் டவுன் திஸ் ஃபார்முலா. ஜஸ்ட் பை காமன் சென்ஸ் யூ கேன் ஈஸிலி ரிமெம்பர் திஸ் ஃபார்முலா. Next, a super-rated and receiver with intermediate frequency IF they given as 455K, and then a station is tuned, okay, tuned to the operating at 200 kilohertz. That means what? I want to receive 1200 kilohertz channel. That is the station frequency is 1200K. IF is 455 kilohertz. What is the image signal? Direct formula. Image is equal to Fs plus 2IF. 2110 kilohertz is the answer. Next, this question is somewhat tricky. Just to read the question. In an FM system, a carrier FC is 100 megahertz, modulated by the sinusoidal signal. Message signal is 5 kilohertz. Okay, the bandwidth by the Carson approximation is 1 megahertz. They also given the bandwidth of this signal, that is 1 megahertz. So if y of t is equal to, okay, they are passing through some system. Okay, they are passing this signal, say that modulated signal. For that modulated signal, already they have mentioned the parameter FC, FM and bandwidth. They are passing through some system. It do the cube operation. It is doing the cube operation. It's like a multiplier. It is like a multiplier with a factor of 3. ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கேன் multiplier with a factor of 3 னா என்ன பண்ணணும். Okay, now at the output we will have some signal. Okay, their question is what will be FC, what will be FM, what will be the bandwidth at the output. But specifically they are asking only something. So mostly what they are asking, spacing between the spectral component. Okay, what is the spacing between the spectral component? That is FC plus or minus FM. FC plus or minus FM, that is the spacing between the spectral component. So first of all, we'll see whether FC, what will happen to FC? Once if you pass it through a multiplier, okay, with the n is equal to 3, what will happen to FC? Anybody? FC now யாராவது சொல்ல முடியுமா? கான்ஸ்டன்டா இருக்குமா 3 டைம்ஸா மாறுமா? அவங்களே ப்ராப்ளத்துல கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. So FC will be converted into n times of FC. So your new FC will be n times, that means 3 times of old FC, that is 300 megahertz, that is 300 megahertz. FM no change, FM no change, FM no change. Okay, and then you no need to Then by using the, okay, then bandwidth also they are asking beta. Okay, modulation index beta. What will happen to beta? Beta will become n beta 3 times. Beta will become n beta. So what will happen? Instead of 1 megahertz, the bandwidth, new bandwidth will be 3 megahertz. But even though the bandwidth is 3 megahertz, there is no change in the FM. There is no change in the FM. Once if there is no change in the FM, the spectral component, okay, the spectral component will not have any difference. The spectral component will not have any difference. That means what they are trying to say, 100 மெகாஹெர்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்கிறோம், 100 மெகாஹெர்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்கிறோம். இது வந்து FC, இது FCனா அடுத்தது FC பிளஸ் இங்க என்ன இருக்கும், FM 5K. இது வந்து FC பிளஸ் 5K வா இருக்கும். இந்த சைடில் இருக்கிறது FC மைனஸ் 5K வா இருக்கும். நீங்க இந்த மல்டிப்ளர் வழியா பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது என்ன நடக்குன்னா, 100ன்றது 300 மெகாஹெர்ட்ஸா மாறும். கேரியர் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி வந்து 100ல இருக்கிறது 300 மெகாஹெர்ட்ஸா மாறும். ஓகே, பட் ஸ்பேசிங்ல எந்த சேஞ்சும் வராது. 300 பிளஸ் 5K தான் இருக்கும், 300 minus 5K தான் இருக்கும். there will be no change in the spacing. அதை தான் சொல்றாங்க. பட் பேண்ட்வித் இங்க பீட்டா இருக்குன்னா இங்க n times of பீட்டா வரும். இங்க பீட்டா இருக்குன்னா இங்க என்ன வரும், n times of பீட்டா. So mostly you can imagine bandwidth is mostly directly proportional to beta. So that means bandwidth also will become like n times of bandwidth, n times of bandwidth. So the answer is 3 megahertz, but only 5 kilohertz, not 15 kilohertz. 3 megahertz and 5 kilohertz is the answer.